Warning: the content in this podcast may help you get fit. Your discretion is advised. If you haven't been able to reach your fitness goal, it could be because you keep running into fitness scams, misconceptions, and gimmicks. Finally learn the way and get fit with the Results No Gimmicks Podcast, hosted by body transformation experts FitnessWithFlex and FitnessWithFlexHERS.
Welcome, guys, to the 37th episode of the Real Results No Gimmicks Podcast. We're your hosts, FitnessWithFlex and
FitnessWithFlexHERS, and we're body transformation experts. Many of you may know us from our clients' amazing transformations from all over the United States and all over the world.
And in today's podcast, we're going to be speaking about carbs. Which are the good carbs? Which are the bad carbs? What are carbs? And will carbs help us reach our fitness goal?
This is a very popular topic because carbohydrates seem to be the hardest thing for people to sacrifice to be able to get to their fitness goal. And it's the most tempting. So let's start off by finding out what are carbohydrates. So carbohydrates is just a nutritional category for sugar. For those of you out there that really have no idea what carbohydrates are, even though sugary stuff, sweet stuff does fall under the carbohydrate category, there are things out there that aren't sweet but do break down in the body as sugar.
Some examples would be white rice, white pasta, even white bread. These are all things that do break down into the body as sugar, but when you taste them, they do not taste sugary at all.
So carbohydrates are your preferred source of energy because it's going to digest very fast into the body and it's going to allow you to use it as energy very, very fast. So when you consume carbohydrates, you store some of it into your liver, you store some of it into your muscle, and what is left, either you're going to be able to burn it or you're going to turn it into body fat.
This is why a lot of people become overweight, some people become obese, is because they're eating a lot of carbohydrates, but they're not doing enough in order to burn that energy. So a lot of it gets stored as body fat. Think about it. If you're eating a whole bunch of meals with a whole bunch of carbs in them and sugar, and all you're doing is sitting down, let's say in an office, and you come home and you're sitting down and watching TV, there's no reason for your body to burn none of this because all you're doing is sitting down. So it's all going to get stored as body fat. Now, on the other hand, if you're eating a lot of carbs or whatever it is, and even if you're eating sugar, but you're very active throughout the day, it gives your body a chance to actually use up this energy instead of storing it as body fat.
That's why you might find yourself in a situation where you have a friend that is probably thinner than you, and you could tell that that person's having pizza and they're not gaining any weight, but then you have a slice of pizza and you gain weight right away. It can be because that person has more muscle mass than you. If you tune into our previous episodes where we talk about the benefits of having muscle and why it works in your favor to have more muscle mass, this is one of the reasons why.
Now, they say that your liver could store about 70 grams of carbs, and the average person could store about 200 grams of carbs in their muscle. Now, imagine if you gained another 10 pounds of muscle on top of that, or 15 pounds. That means you'll be able to store a lot more carbs, which means you could eat a lot more carbs and not have to worry about wasting it as energy or it getting stored as body fat on you.
Are you tired of eating the same old boring foods while dieting? Imagine eating things like pizza, tacos, cheesecake, lasagna, pancakes, flan, and much more. Now it's possible with the Fitness with FlexHERS, from junk food to good food recipes. This ebook will show you how to make healthier alternatives to some of your favorite foods. Visit www.fitnesswithflex.com and purchase your copy today.
Now let's talk about the battle of good carbohydrates versus bad carbohydrates. This is usually how people refer to them as. So good carbohydrates are low glycemic and bad carbohydrates are high glycemic. So when something's high glycemic, it's going to digest into your body very fast. It's going to give you a huge spike in your blood sugar, and it's going to give you a rapid insulin response. And low glycemic, it's going to digest a little slower into the body, it's going to give you slower release of insulin, and it's not going to give you such a huge or fast spike in your blood sugar. So what are high glycemic and what are low glycemic, just so that we can refresh their memory?
Well, high glycemic foods were going to be mostly a lot of foods that have no nutritional value, like your sodas, your candies, white rice, white bread, pasta. These are all things that digest very rapidly in the body. Once again, like you said, it raises your blood sugar and raises your insulin level really, really fast. Now, why does this matter? Now, when insulin is active in your body, it's going to make it very hard for your body to lose body fat. So that's one thing right there. If it's raising it all the way high like that, during that time, you're not going to be able to lose body fat as efficiently. Also, another thing that's going to happen is that you're going to crash. So have you guys ever eaten something and then like 10, 15 minutes later, you guys feel like sleeping?
Like a big bowl of pasta.
Yeah, and then you're drained after that. Now imagine having that for lunch and then you still have another 6 hours of work. It's just not going to be efficient for you to do that if you have so much work to do. And on top of the fact that you're going to be gaining body fat, it just doesn't make any sense for you to have a lot of your portion of your diet to be high glycemic foods. So now the low glycemic foods are more stuff like vegetables, fruits, your sweet potatoes, your brown rice, your wheat bread. These are things that will do the opposite of the high glycemic food. They're going to digest slower. The release of insulin is going to be slower. And they're also going to help you feel fuller longer, which means you'll probably end up eating less of them than if they were high glycemic. And this is because of the fiber that they have. The more fiber, the fuller you're going to feel. And the good thing also about fiber is that they don't count as carbs. So if you ever see something that has fiber, if you look at the nutritional facts, let's say it says it has 40 grams of carbs, but if 30 of it is fiber, technically that item only has 10 grams of carbs, because the 30 that is fiber doesn't count. That's what actually helps you go to the bathroom. And also, not having the insulin spike is also going to be great as well, because now you're not going to have that crash feeling. Your mood is pretty much going to stay stable throughout the whole time. And since it digests a lot slower, it gives your body a longer time in order to try to use up all this energy, compared to a high glycemic food, which is going to digest really fast. And if you guys don't use up the energy, it might end up turning into body fat.
So now you guys are probably asking yourself, well, should I have carbs? Should I not have carbs? Are they going to hold me back? Our advice to you is, if you are going to have a carb, try for it to be one that's going to be packed with nutritional value. Remember, when you start to have these carbs that don't have nutritional value, you are also going to feel hungry very fast, because none of it is getting stored in the stomach. There's literally nothing there, just packed with sugar. So if you're going to have something like a sweet potato, vegetables, fruits, things that are going to benefit you. Now, when should you be having carbs? This is why it's very important for you to get a customized meal plan, so that you know exactly when to incorporate carbs. That way they don't hold you back from your fitness goal, and they don't make you gain unwanted body fat.
And apart from having a customized meal plan, what would also be important would be a customized workout routine, so that you're able to put on more muscle mass in the right areas, so that you're able to eat more carbs, but without having to gain the unnecessary body fat.
Alright guys, we really hope that this episode can help. It's a very, very popular topic. I know a lot of you are struggling with, should we have carbs, should we not have carbs? Stay tuned for our next episode, because it's going to be just as good as this one. Alright guys, till next time.
Later guys.
Thanks for listening to the Real Results No Gimmicks podcast. We really appreciate it. And if you like what you just heard, please feel free to share our episodes with your friends and visit our website, www.fitnesswithflex.com.